that was neither amazing nor graceful. No! No!
Where do you think you're going?
One of us has to go. Make sure he's put to rest properly.
Ricky Metcalf was a big, flaming comet. More laughter, more joy, more mascara.
Are you Ricky's mom from Texas? Ricky and I are best friends.
Is Ricky the baby's father?
Oh, definitely not.
Do you know who is?
Yeah, like 90-something%.
There you go. Police, keys, contracts. Ricky owned Pandora's box.
Oh, my Lord, I've inherited a gay bar.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dusty Muffin, and I gotta warn you, this muffin has nuts.
I'd suggest you mingle, but I don't think you have much in common with this crowd.
Not really much of a crowd.
Is Mommy Dearest gonna be our new boss?
Do I call them boys or girls?
So it's kind of a time of day issue.
Congratulations on Stage Marvel, which I totally loved. I've seen it several times now.
Wow.
It's the perfect queer feel-good movie for the moment. And for those people who are watching you now who haven't seen it yet, do you want to tell me what it's about without giving it all away?
Stage Mother is the story of Maybelline, a Texas Baptist choir mistress who inherits her late son's San Francisco drag club.
Mm-hmm. So where did the story come from? Did your mother inherit one, or has this been your secret passion for life?
Well, Stage Mother's written by Brad Hennig, who did grow up in Texas and moved to San Francisco to live his big gay life. And I think Brad would say it really emerged in his life, not only from the love of his great Texas diva mother, but seeing how his Texas people and his San Francisco people would often sort of clash on his social media pages because, you know, everyone's immersed in their own bubbles in life. And there he was, sort of the bridge between these two bubble cultures. And he was inspired to explore what would happen if a character like Maybelline crossed in between those two worlds. And he does always say that the sense of divas between the Baptist choir and the drag club are lots of similarities.
Yeah, lots of similarities. Can we talk about the casting? Because you have a reputation for often using the same people, like Lucy Liu, for example, you've used several times. But I think this is the first time you worked with the amazing Jacki Weaver, who stole all our hearts. How did that come about?
Well, you know, we actually sort of both got involved with the project at just about the same time. The project had a development life before us, but when we made our initial list of people we could imagine playing Maybelline with all the warmth and wit we needed, Jacki was the first person I met. And I live in Nova Scotia, she lives in LA. We met in New York City. It was supposed to be brunch, but she got me really drunk and kept me drunk for about 3 days. And at some point she pulled out her autobiography and gave me the copy and pointed out the chapter titled "The Smallest Fag Hag in Australia." And I was quite smitten, and still am quite smitten.
Well, we've been smitten since Animal Kingdom, and I've always wanted to see more and more of her over here because she's so amazing. But we've already talked to Maya Taylor, who told us that every day on your set was like such a dream for her. Loved working it. So how did you come to cast Maya in it?
I'm a Maya Taylor fan, and you know, Brad had written the character as a transgender drag queen, which is, I think, a big emerging part of drag culture nowadays. And I talked to Maya, and one thing that was clear and exciting was that she really had no ties to the drag world at all.
Absolutely.
She really just, it was going to be a great challenge for her to take on this kind of character. And I think that's, for some actors, something that's exciting. So it was really great fun to actually watch that part of Maya's experience, the sort of whole wearing corsets for the first time, and this kind of over-the-top makeup and so on. And she was like a sponge absorbing all of this drag culture and information. So they sort of fell into becoming a little troupe pretty quickly on set.
One of the things that resounded greatly with me about your film was it was all about a story of second chances, and everyone got one. Why was that so important to you?
I mean, to me, the underlying idea of the film is that it's never too late to learn to love better, to learn to be a better mom, to learn to be a better child. And when life takes away that chance, you can find a new chance to become the person you wanted to be, but failed to be the first time around.
Was it important to you that you finished on an up note? I'm not going to talk about it, but you finished on an up note on the story?
I think of the movie as really a bit of a backstage musical, and I felt like it culminated sort of where the story needed to, in a way. You know, Maybelline is the hero of the film and Jacki's the star, but she's spent the entire movie in the background in a way. You know, she comes into this world and she instantly goes backstage and behind the scenes, and ultimately it just felt like there was going to be one moment where Mama steps into the spotlight, as it were, in classic Broadway terms. So that felt right to me.
I've never met you before, but I'm really sort of intrigued by your whole body of work, because it includes a very diverse, eclectic mix of queer themes and genres, probably more than most filmmakers I've ever met. Can you just share with me quickly about how the thinking behind all this and how you select your projects?
Well, you know, for the most part, I've written the projects that I've directed, and this is a notable exception to that case. I read a lot of great screenplays, but I don't think that's really enough of a reason to take on a movie as a director. I felt in this one I actually had an understanding and a perspective of that sort of family culture clash and loss that I could bring to the project. You know, I don't really write films thinking of them as queer. They just are, because that's a point of view. And I haven't necessarily thought of a good reason to step outside my own point of view as an artist. I mean, I step outside of it a little bit from time to time. I write about characters who are older or a different gender and so on. But, you know, there's this giant world of queer stories that we're still going to have a generation at least of catching up and exploring in cinema. So
Stage Marva right now, you've opened in the UK, not that I'm in the UK, but you're now doing the film festival circuit, and my other hometown, Miami, you're the Opening Night Gala, I see. So then what's next for it after the film festival circuit here in the US?
Well, my understanding is that that opening night in Miami, which is a drive-in theater, is also pretty much our opening date across the country. We are coming out on cinema screens in 25 cities around the United States. Obviously, there's lots of cities where theaters are not open in the United States. So it's going to open in theaters where they're open and also be available on various digital platforms pretty much at the same time.
And do you have a plan for what's next for you, and do you want to talk about it?
I'm just launching a small socially distanced production for the Gay Channel in Canada. And the story surrounds an out-of-work actor who, in isolation, turns to online sex work.
Oh, really?
It's called Camboy.
Thank you for talking to us, and thank you for the whole body of your work. It's been most enjoyable, and we look forward to talking to you when Camboy comes up, maybe.
That would be fun. I look forward
Thanks,
to
Tom.
it. Okay, bye-bye.
I have a plan.
What do you know about running a drag bar?
I'm a Southern Baptist choir mistress. Different songs, same divas. Some of the same wigs, too. I want y'all to sing.
Like sing? Really sing?
All right, bitches, get dressed. It's my specialty. My secret ingredient is resentment.
Ma'am, it's not polite to stare.
It's all right. It's my mother.
What the hell is going on here, Maybelline?
I'm not looking at our son through your frightened eyes.